So the concept of styling is what I introduced in films, where the clothes would look real, but yet glamorized. Well, I'm not really on that. I mean, I don't really follow the page and all of that. The only thing that I've understood of that page is cashing on my popularity and following on social media. They unnecessarily do write about me quite often. So I think, okay, great. There must be, I get them some views. So it helps. So that's fine. I smile at it, When I hear of it, I don't really follow it. Neither does my office. We don't really get into it. At the age of 5, I had a tuition teacher. Because she wanted me to be very good in my studies, and the tuition teacher complained to my mother saying that he's only commenting on my dresses and shoes from the age of 5.
Hi guys, I am Priyanka Modi from Pinkvilla's fashion team, and trust me, over the years I've seen some of the most iconic fashion moments, from Pooh in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham to Kajal's exciting transformation as a tomboy to like this pretty woman in a sari. There's always been that one man behind most of these iconic looks, and that is Manish Malhotra. And today we have him with us, and he's actually completing 30 years in the industry. So Manish, hi.
Hello.
Tell us about how you kickstarted your journey in this industry.
Well, for me, my journey began when I was 5 years old. I was fascinated with films, and I remember my mother telling me, recently in the lockdown, I spent so much time with her at home, and she tells me that how at the age of 5, I had a tuition teacher because she wanted me to be very good in my studies, and the tuition teacher complained to my mother saying that he's only commenting on my dresses and shoes from the age of 5. And I was, I think, from the age of 5 or 6, absolutely crazy about films. So when it came to career, I was like, I want to definitely design it. And that time, I think Ensemble had just started. So all the senior designers had launched their brand. And this was about, I think, 1988. And I was like, will I ever have a boutique? Will I ever come up with a collection? But I haven't studied design. So I applied in NIFT, Delhi. NIFT had just started.
Yeah.
And NIFT said I was late. I had to apply after 6 months. And that would mean also shifting to Delhi. And my parents were like, you'll have to live with one of our relatives. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just continue with my work. So I thought to myself, I said, look, I love films. I love clothes. And, movies, late 80s were going through a little... Of course, the 60s and the 40s, 50s, 70s have been phenomenal in style, but 80s was losing the latter half of 80s,
Yeah.
It was getting very loud in films. So I thought to myself, I said, what if I, marry the two loves, which is design and films? And with that hope, I started designing, and I got offers to style for shoots. I had a very close friend of mine who worked in Stardust magazine. He made me do some clothes because I was working in a boutique in designing, and he knew that. For Sangeeta Bichlani and for Juhi Chawla, Meenakshi Seshadri. I met Rakesh Shrestha, Rohan Shrestha's father.
Yeah.
A very busy photographer at that time. And through him, I started kind of, doing photo shoots, like styling. And David Davanji, who's my cousin sister Lali's husband, offered me to do costumes for a song for Swarg. That was like in 2 days, he wanted 3 costumes, and I ran around and put them together for Juhi Chawla. Then he offered me a film for Divya Bharti. That was the first film that was offered, but that movie got shelved. And in the meanwhile, I started working with Rakesh, and then I worked with Luttere, and I got Baghi, and then I never looked back. It's been 50 years.
So I think your entire portfolio also speaks for itself. I mean, you've done some iconic looks in movie, like I just introduced. So can you give a little scoop about how you came forward with the thought of the look, and how these ensembles, these iconic saris and stuff came about? So we'll start with Pooh in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham.
So just to give you a little bit of a backdrop, by the time I came into films, I don't think there was a concept of an entire script being narrated.
Oh.
Especially to a designer. There were great directors like Yash Chopra, Shikhar Kapoor, who looked into costumes and all that, but the kind of other films that were being made. So I came with this whole thing, what's the script? I want to give a look kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, why does he want to know the script,
Yeah.
And that is how look started. And then, of course, came Karan Johar, and with Karan Johar, I did Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, where again we introduced the entire sportswear and the, you know,
Yeah.
and the whole international brands coming in and all of it. So that is how it all happened. And then, of course, by the time Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham game, I was on a flight, I think, every week with saris running to Switzerland for a song, while the heroes were in chiffon saris and the
Yeah.
heroes were in mufflers and trench coats and sweaters. To being abroad, putting looks together. So the concept of styling is what I introduced in films, where the clothes would look real but yet glamorized, and putting things together. So I would buy two t-shirts, cut them, make them into one t-shirt, put this or that. But the clothes, I wanted them to look a bit more real and wearable.
Yeah.
So
Very
that is how, coming to Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham Poo, Karan was like, she has to look really a fashionista. She has to look like this legally blonde kind of, Clueless was a film that was really out there, and like something. And it was, of course, Karan's conception. And for a designer, it's always so important to work with directors with a vision, and then that gives you a path for your narrative. And I think what I established in my work with these big films was that clothes are an important part of a character's portrayal and narrative. So then the entire shopping was done in London, and when you shop abroad in those days, I would not want to just take something and give it. So cutting it, opening it up, getting it stitched again, it was a whole process.
Yeah.
And that is how our character kind of came to be being. And we wanted to be this very cool, high school girl who's fashionable. And I think every character in a Hindi film after that, which so many films got based on fashion and this girl who's fashionable, I think all watered down into the Pooh. So Pooh is what
I think it's still relevant
that
now.
trend,
Like some of her looks like the mini skirts, like the backless bralettes and all of that. I think they're still relevant now. So that's why I think it is what makes it iconic.
Yeah.
So next one is another iconic look, Bebo's Salwar t-shirt. So that became like one of the cult favorite. I think I was pretty young then and everybody was wearing it. So I mean, even that was something that you wouldn't like normally wear a normal t-shirt over a salwar. So how did the entire...
I think Director Imtiaz Ali had a very, very clear aspect that he wanted Geet to be a character which is a small town character, and she's yet very bold, modern. In fact, that character of Geet set a complete precedent to a lot of movies where small town girls became iconic. So that small town girl replaced that fashionista girl who's wearing clothes in New York and London. So, if I may say so, that film led to the entire India dressing up in salwars with t-shirt.
Yeah.
Kurti with the jeans, wearing a denim jacket over a kurti, that kind of look. So now the thing was, we had this discussion, and I remember listening to the script and telling Karina, you must do this film. And she was like, yeah, of course, I'm doing it and all of that. So the whole thing is, salwar kameez mein she's got into a train, and then she changes in the night. So my whole logic was that she's wearing a blue t-shirt inside, she's wearing a salwar and there's a kurta. She won't change her full look, she'll just change the kurta into a t-shirt. So dupatta will go up and all of that. They liked the idea. Then I was like, she's such a filmy character. She loves movies, she's full drama and all that. So Mughal-e-Azam is an iconic film, right? It's an iconic love film. So why don't we have a Mughal-e-Azam poster on a t-shirt? So I got a special t-shirt printed with that.
Printed, yeah.
So Imtiaz liked the idea. Or Karina I had done so much work with Karina, from Ashoka to, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi. She was like, okay, go ahead with whatever you like, Manish. Because, see, but then even the actors know that Manish is only so interested. He's more interested than us also in the movies and the script and what scene is coming before, what scene is coming after. So that trust also kind of pushed me to work harder, but also made me do a lot of things that I was thinking that we should do. That's how the t-shirt and the salwar came to be.
So after that came the new age movies like say Wake Up Sid, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, Student of the Year 2 and stuff like. So how do you think has that impacted now on like the millennial fashion scene?
Well, I think what is amazing today, I think everything is accepted. It's become so individualistic that today you want to wear a t-shirt with a salwar, you want to wear a lehenga with sneakers, You want to do something retro. You want to do something classic, black and white. You want to mix the Banarsi sari with the modern jacket. So there's so much accepted in fashion today.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. I think people are now more open to trying out new styles also.
Yes, absolutely. And I remember like a couple of years ago, there's this whole thing. I remember when we were doing a film, Anjana Anjani. We were shooting in Bangkok with Priyanka. We were doing a wedding lehenga, and we gave her sneakers because she has to run.
Yeah,
And she
with a leather jacket.
with a
Yeah.
jacket. But that's quite a look today. I've been at every party when the bride wants to celebrate. Now it's become a thing. After 1 o'clock, hey, listen, the dupatta's gone. It's changed with a jacket over that skirt or a top, and you are wearing and sneakers. So much has changed. So much has opened up here.
Yeah.
And that's when acceptance has come in.
There's a lot of difference in the way. I know this is a serious question, but do you think there's a lot of difference in the way women were treated then in the industry and the way that they've gotten a sort of liberty now?
I don't think that there's a change in the way they were treated because a heroine was always special, right? But in those days, when I came into movies, you couldn't just come into some actors say, "Hey, what's up?" It was never like that, know. And with even Sridevi, when I took, she was the only actress I call ma'am and still call her ma'am. For me, she's always been ma'am. And there was such a kind of a regard, and I mean, you couldn't just enter the. And today, everything is quite.
Casual.
It's just very casual.
Yeah.
I actually feel that the actors and stars were treated very differently at that time.
Exactly.
So I think a heroine's always been treated special. So I wouldn't say that there is anything more. And I think that while there is so much changed, but I'll tell you something. Fundamentally, nothing has changed. That there has been that wonderful change where there's been a system, there's been a acceptance, a no costume designer, which is something I got that is a very important part of a narrative. And all of that, I was the first costume designer to start getting independent credits from I'm sure in the earlier films also it happened, but not in the 80s. So like Manish Malhotra designing for this character's look kind of thing, So I think that clothes remain special, though today everything is very basic and very real. The glamour quotient is more on red carpet. So nothing really has changed in that way. It's yet very special. Women are all treated very special in our industry, and there's respect, there's regard, there's love, there's faith, there's all of it, I think.
So now, recently, period dramas have gained a lot of popularity. Say, even a lot of bridal attires are getting inspired by these period dramas. So, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself doing movies like that in the future, or like right now? Do you have any plans?
It associated me with glamour. So, I mean, Takht is the film that I'm doing. With Karan Johar, which is based on the Mughal period. So we've done some fabulous, lot of work on it, and some great costumes already, which we've tried on the actors and all of that. So I've enjoyed it.
So you were saying you're working with Karan on Takht. So does he give you any say, okay, I have this particular vision in mind and I want you to work around it? Or do you have the creative liberty when it comes to him?
Well, I think it's not about just Karan, but I think even otherwise, like I mentioned, even the actors and directors, okay, I am only so interested that, I'm like I'm doing Anand Rai's Atrangi for Sara Ali Khan. And, so then I just finished Kuli number 1 with her as well. And so I think that they also know that, let's take something special to Manish because he's so interested. He's so involved, So I think that it's not. So I think that that's what happens with me. I only get very involved. Ye color pehna tha, ye hua tha, this guy. Some work, some don't work. I'm not saying that, but I put in my effort.
Okay. Lastly, I know it's a very cliche question that a lot of fashion designers are being asked, but what are your thoughts about Diet Sabya? I know it's a very cliche one, but I just wanted to ask it.
Well, I'm not really on that. I mean, I don't really follow the page and all of that. The only thing that I've understood of that page is cashing on my popularity and following on social media. They unnecessarily do write about me quite often. So I think, okay, great. There must be, I get them some views. So it helps. So that's fine. I smile at it. When I hear of it, I don't really follow it. Neither does my office. We don't really get into it.
Okay.
We're busy working.
Okay, okay. It was great talking to you, Manish.
Thank you,
And
Divya.
congratulations on completing 30 years in the
Thanks so
industry
much.
and
Thanks so much.
many more to come. And I think on that positive note, we'd like to conclude this. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining us.
Divya. Thank you so much.